K.K Abraham from Tayola, and welcome to Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 Lesson 2. Today we're going to learn how to import your media files, learn how to organize your media files, know different types of media, and lastly, how to relink your offline media files. Now that I got your attention, let's get right to it. We're going to look into how to import our media files onto our project panel. Now, the good thing about Adobe Premiere is that not only there's one way to do it, but there's many ways to do one thing. So for example, the main ways how you can import files into your project panel, you could go from your pull down menu. So we go to File, and when you go File, you see Import. For Mac, it will be Command I, and for PC users, it will be for Control I. Now, if I click here, you would have your import box appearing. Now, your import box will open to your last file you imported from. You can go to your other files and open it there and import anything from there. So let's say I want to import barbecue. Oh yeah, I love food, by the way. But we're gonna open barbecue. And we have our barbecue clip shown. We put the view, you can see it. If we see icon view, you can see it. Now, again, what we mentioned before, if we go to Command I on our Mac, you also would have the dialog box that open again to the last folder I opened to. So I can open the same file again, barbecue, just for example, and click import. Now we have both files here. Another way you can import is now you can double click onto your project panel. Now when you double click again, you see here an import box dialog that opens up, and I'll just click on the same clip again so that you could get an idea on how different ways you can open your how you can import your media files. And I'll go to import again. Now there's another way that me personally, I do not really use as much, but it could definitely help others, or for those who are, trying to get their hands on importing the clips into the project panel. What you can do, right beside, you would have your media browser. Now, in case your media browser is not onto your tabs, what you can do, you could go to your Windows, and on your Windows, you can go and search for media browser. Well, for shortcut keyboard for media browser would be Shift-8. Now, to enlarge your media browser so you could get a clear glimpse on how it works, you press your tilde key to enlarge it. And what you see here, you have all your different files that you can go into and kind of see the files that you want to import, or how you want to, which files you want to select, and also have it into your panel. Okay. So I have my media files in my media bin. I double click, and you have different types of files here, from our video files, still images, graphics, even audio. You can enlarge your panel here by the little mountains you see here, the two mountains. So the bigger the mountain, the more you zoom in. So it gets really large. And you can also zoom out. What you see here, you can click on any clip that you want to look at, and you can kind of hover over. You see a scroll line, you see a scroll bar here, you see a little bar here that you can scroll left and right to kind of see what you want to import. Same thing goes for your other clips as well too. You can just have your mouse over it and kind of like skim through without clicking it. Now, if you want to select, let's say for example, I want to select 2 clips at a time. You can hold your command, you click on one clip and you can press command. If you want to select your whole row of your clip, what you can do, you can click the first icon, the first clip you see, and the last clip you see here by holding shift and click, which have all those 5 clips highlighted, which means then you can drag onto your project panel and let go. And you have your clips inserted into your project panel. Now I press the tilde key to make it smaller. You have now certain clips that you can now work with here. So as you see, you have different ways to import your clips onto your project panel so you can start working on your media files. Now we're going to go into how to organize your clips. Now, how you organize your clips here, we have in the bottom icon, we have the new bin. Now you click on the new bin are actually folders, but Adobe Premiere Pro calls their folders bin. So I guess that's something you have to get used to. But for me, I still call it folders. So when you click on your new bin, when you click on it, it allows you to type in your name of the folder. So I type in movie, press enter, and then you can then select your clips, drag it in, select your clips again, or you can select your clips one at a time, as you see what I just did. Or what you can do, you can press command and click on different clips that you want to select. So as you notice that these clips are aligned together, but I wanted to select the other 2 on top. Now, if I just select the clip, it will only allow me to select one clip at a time. But if I hold command, it will allow me to select different clips that I want and skip the other clips that you see there. Now, if I want to select all the clips, I click on the first clip and I press shift and I click the last clip. It will highlight and select all the clips that's aligned with the first one. I click, drag onto my folder, and there it is. There it is. It's onto my movie folder. Now also, if you want to delete all the clips that you see here, doesn't mean that it's deleted permanently off your hard drive or wherever you have your file originally. It just deleted off your project panel. So don't worry, when you select, let's say I want to select all of them and leave the last 2 by click and drag all of them. I press the clear button. A way you can organize your files is when you want to import your files. Now let's go back to the media browser. Let's enlarge it. Now let's just say I want to highlight all the files I have here. So the audio, still images, graphic, all my files I have in my media folder. Select all by holding Control A, which allows you to select all the file that's in the folder. You click and drag onto your project panel, import all that, and you have all your files here. So as you see, you have different types of color coordinates onto your file. Bar light purple, you have more of your still images, pictures. Below that, you would have your images, your video images, which is compiled MOV. So your QuickTime images, your QuickTime and your MP4 images here. Also, you have your video files that have audio. There's some video files that don't have any audio, as you have organized. And then you have your green, which is your audio files. Now, as you see here, we have it on our list view. You can also have it on your icon view if you feel comfortable. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna on the below here where you have your icon to your new bin, which is a folder. You click on that and you name your folder. Movie. So I have movies here. Now all our movie content files is already arranged because of the label that I click on. So you have your tab list, your data media tabs on top that organize your files for you. Now, in case you want to take out some of the tabs that you don't really need, what you do is you go right click any of the tab and you see your metadata display. You click on that, and what you do is that the first list you see here, you collapse that list. So when you collapse your Premiere Pro project metadata, you have all the different lists that's been checked. Now, what I can do is take ones that I feel is unnecessary. So for example, I can take out good, which I find it unnecessary. I'll take out that. Let me just see if I can just take all the status. I'll leave the status there. File path, I'll leave that. Log name, I'll leave that. Comment, I'll take that out. Description. All of these type of lists, you will check them out or check them in regards to however you feel like using it and whatever you feel that's necessary to organize your files. But I have a lot of files here, and some of the files is very necessary, such as video duration. You want to know how long your video clip is. Of course, your video frame rate. That's very important to know the size of your videos that you're working with, and so on and so forth. I'll leave my label on because that's where I have my color coordination. I'll leave that. Media type, I'll leave that. Frame rate, leave that. So just a few things that you can just take out, and what you want to allow. Tape name, take that out. Audio usage, not necessary. So you get the point. So if I click OK, and then everything will be arranged from what I've selected. So if I go to my label now, I'll go back to my label and I'll arrange my clips from here. So everything is already arranged. I'm gonna create another folder from audio. And I press enter. And what you do is that you click outside that file. So you click outside and you drag up. And it'll allow you to select all your files. But that's because I have enough room at the bottom. What if I minimize my project panel, right? And I want to select my photo files on top. It'll be kind of difficult for me to select by clicking out. Actually, you could select the top as well. But if you want to select a certain amount of clips, what I showed you before, you can select one clip, hold shift, and then select the last one. It will select all the clips for you. You could click your first clip here, select your last clip, and you'll have all your audio selected. You can just drag and click, and you have your list here. If I collapse it, then you have all your files. You have your audio files in one folder. Same thing when it comes to your movies. I will just click the first clip here all the way to my last movie file. I'll hold shift and I click it. It'll select all my files here. And I could just go drag and dump it into my movie folder. You have everything in one folder. Same thing goes for my photo files as well. Same thing that works. As you get a little bit more, you'll get the idea on how you can select your files, organized by putting in different types of folders. I do recommend to really organize your files from your external hard drive to even your project panel. so that whenever you're working on any project, you would have your project well nice and organized, so it'd be easier for you to find them and also work on them as well. Now, what we're going to be working on next is that we're going to go on how to relink your offline files. We're going to go over how to relink our offline files so that it could be activated while we work on our project. Now, what I have here, I'm back to the original, back into my welcome dialog. And let's say I open my project. So as it loads, you're going to have the offline box that's going to appear, as you see here. And mine don't have the additional information on top, which tells me which files to look for. I hope yours does, but mine doesn't. But I kind of figured out which files that I'm missing. Now, what you have in front of you here, you have different types of buttons. I'm going to go over that so that you can get a clear understanding on how things work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel. You will automatically see all the files that's red that shows media offline in different languages. Now, don't be worried about the other languages that you see below the media offline. It's just for those that are using in different versions. But as you see here, we have different files that are offline. Now, what we do is that when we look to where our files are, you will see that you have question marks listed onto the file name. It's letting you know that your media link either been misplaced, it's been missing, it can even be deleted, right? But the only way we can find out is when you right click a file. So let's say the first file I have here, I right click. Actually, let's say I'll right click the girl on the phone. Now you'll see an option called link media. Now when you click on link media, it's then going to take you to the same dialog box that we saw earlier. So now when you click on display only exact name matches, then you could then search the file that you're looking for. So the girl on the phone, you go to the file and let me see if it's shown right here. Now you see all the other files are grayed out, but you see ones that's shown that pops up more. Now this is the file that I'm looking for, and I could click open. But to kind of now give you a little bit more information what these buttons represents and what it does is when you see skip lets you know that you can skip one of your offline files. It allows you to skip one offline file at a time. When you have skip all, it allows you to skip all the offline files. So in case if you're missing more than one files, it'll tell you to skip one, or you can skip two. But if you just want to go skip all of them at once, you could just skip one. You can skip the whole file, which allows you to work offline. Then you have offline, you have all offline. Offline is very similar to skip, where it allows you to work the content without that file. So you can actually work on a file offline. So whether it's from adding effects or transitions, you could work with it offline. Same thing goes for offline all, is when you want to offline all at the same time. So instead of offlining each file at a time, you could just easily click offline all, and it'll allow you to edit your clips offline. Now that we have our clip selected, we click open. And now you see here that particular clip is open. Now I'm going to fast forward and online all the other clips. So as you see here, all my clips are all online now, and I can watch your clips as now shown, and it could now be operated, and it can now be edited onto my timeline. And that's how you relink your media files from offline to online. So let's go on a quick recap of what we've learned today. We've learned how to import media files different ways. We have learned different types of media. We also learned how to organize media files. And lastly, we learned how to relink our offline media files. Now, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to our media channel. This is K.K. Abraham from Tayola telling you to leave your mark.